December 22nd, 1935. A Greyhound bus emerges from the Appomattox River. The death toll, the driver plus 13 passengers. Everyone on board died.
I think about them going into that cold water. It was a very cold night.
90 years later,
it makes you reflect and think, you know, who they were, what type of aunts they would have been to us. Those kind of things you reflect about when you're in the area.
For members of the Fisher family, there have always been questions.
And then you often think about, you know, how long did it take for our grandfather and family to find out what had happened, because this was 1935.
Sisters Gertrude and Elizabeth Fisher lived in the town of McKinney in Dinwiddie County.
All I can remember is this story about the bus coming from New York, and that my father's two sisters were on the bus.
Newspapers around the United States carried the story on their front page of a Greyhound bus that plunged through an open drawbridge into the icy waters of the Appomattox.
It was early on that morning, December 22nd, 1935, that the bus driver approached the bridge and crashed through the barricade, and a few seconds later plunged into the water.
The drawbridge had been opened to allow a tugboat to pass through.
The tender of the bridge at that time, he actually said he could never in 1,000 years forget the voices of the people who were crying and screaming as the bus entered into the water.
That bridge sat very close to where the current Route 10 bridges span the Appomattox. For the members of the Fisher family growing up in the area.
And it was something, you know, to be in the area and, you know, being in the area where they died. It brings back memories of two aunts that we never really knew.
At the time of the accident, Elizabeth Fisher was 22 and Gertrude Fisher 18. For members of the family growing up, it was a topic not brought up often, and one that left more questions than answers. Then recently,
to watch that video, you know, you think about them, you know, in that tragic situation, not being able to do anything to help yourself or even try to get out of it, and just that bus down in that water that you're entrapped in and can't get out. And not just them, but all the other people who were on there as well.
It's not just family members of the Fisher sisters who remember the accident. Hopewell resident Ruth Tate has a connection as well.
They would come up about the bus that went into the Appomattox. And Mom would say, you know, I was supposed to be on that bus. She was visiting relatives up, I think, in D.C. A friend of the family went up to visit, and he heard her talking about needing to go catch the bus to come home. And he said, well, don't do that. I'll carry you home.
90 years later, family members of the Fisher sisters don't want the accident forgotten to time.
I would like to see something visible to remember them.
I want to see something that lets people know that 14 beautiful souls lost their lives here. I want them to be remembered. Everybody deserves to be remembered.
And on this day, Charles Bennett surprises the family, telling them the 14 victims won't be forgotten. For when the city's Riverwalk is expanded, there will be a memorial.
There'll be a plaza, and on that plaza is where we'll have recognition of this event. We really look forward to having this memorial recognition and to tell that story.
Relatives of the Fisher sisters tell me they were pleasantly surprised to learn of the city's plans for a memorial to keep the memory of those who died alive. But the bigger part of the story is what happened in the aftermath across the country. Major changes to barricades on bridges, and Greyhound bus service decided to have their drivers come to a complete stop before crossing a bridge. That's a look inside Wayne's World. I'm Wayne Koval, CBS 6 News.
Yeah, good Thanksgiving Day, yeah?
As these young soldiers wait patiently outside, just a few feet away, inside this dining facility, dozens of staff members
Ready to eat real good?
are putting the finishing touches on what the soldiers will soon find out is a truly magnificent feast.
Food was fantastic.
For these young soldiers at Fort Lee, it's their first Thanksgiving in the Army, and Army traditions on this day will bring a few surprises for them.
When I walked in today, I really thought we were gonna have something similar to school food, what they would give you for Thanksgiving.
That's because on Thanksgiving, the Army prepares a feast.
They really put in some work, and it made me feel like home. I didn't feel like a sad meal was in front of me. I really enjoyed it.
Coming in, actually seeing a full turkey getting carved up on the side, homemade foods, lot different, a lot better experience for being first time here.
And if you thought your 1 dozen deviled eggs were a lot, try making dozens of dozens. And while the food was a hit,
Happy Thanksgiving. Have a good one.
You want gravy on your turkey?
the biggest surprise is who was serving the food.
Probably an initial little bit of shock. What do you guys think? Kind of weird that I'm standing back here?
Army tradition has the command staff serve the young soldiers on Thanksgiving Day.
I enjoy it. It just shows presence. The soldiers get excited to see their leadership, spending Thanksgiving with them.
They appreciate that, we're coming in here and doing this. So I know I always appreciate it whenever I was a young soldier.
Instead of lead the people that are beneath them, they're serving the people beneath them, showing them that it doesn't matter how high you climb, you can still go right back to ground one and still serve.
And at least one soldier took advantage of the opportunity with their leaders in front of them.
I do have a question. What's up? If you had to choose, would you choose pumpkin pie or would you choose cheesecake?
Oh, pumpkin pie cheesecake. That.
For some soldiers, though, the best part of the meal was dessert.
Ice cream, that's rare here. The cider is rare. Eggnog was delicious. The cake, loved it. The banana pudding, amazing.
For the command staff here at Fort Lee, it's all about showing these young soldiers the importance of keeping a century-old Army tradition. For the young soldiers away from home and in the Army for their first Thanksgiving, it's all about adapting to their new family. At Fort Lee, Wayne Copel, CBS 6 News.
Right now, I'm currently a sergeant of patrol day shift.
And it was during his day shift last week near the town of McKinney that Sergeant Terrell Coles began to notice something strange on the side of the road.
So the packages was left right here on the side of the road here by these road mailboxes.
With 13 years on the job patrolling Dinwiddie County, he knew that wasn't right.
Normally speaking, FedEx will deliver packages and deliver them to your doorstep.
So he decided to stop.
Because there were so many left in one spot.
And take a closer look at the addresses on the package and those on the mailboxes.
They were not consistent with the numbers on the package.
Sergeant Coles called FedEx and talked with a manager who he says told him
he was going to send someone out to meet me and retrieve those packages.
That didn't happen, so after 3 days, with the packages secure in the back of his patrol car.
So at that point, I took off my sheriff's office hat and put on my Santa Claus hat and decided to deliver some packages.
Olivia Davis was one of the first to get a knock on her door.
I go to the door and he's like, "Are you missing a package?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd actually given up on the package."
While the contents were secure, the box,
it was crumpled up. You can tell when cardboard gets wet.
As word spread online about the packages being found, it turned out others were finding packages on the side of the road as well. Roy Maitland works for the town of McKinney and spotted 4 big boxes on his way into work.
So I stopped and checked them, and they were full packages.
Maitland says those boxes were about a football field away from the Dollar General parking lot. As for Olivia's package,
from here, I'll say roughly about 7 miles.
As for why Sergeant Coles decided to play Santa,
I put myself in their shoes, and I know how I would feel if I ordered something and didn't get here on time.
As for his short-term delivery job,
one thing about police work, you wear many different hats, and this is just another hat.
As for the recipients, They were very happy with his decision.
I thought it was really kind of him to personally come and drop it off.
Sergeant Coles tells me Dinwiddie County Sheriff's deputies are keeping a close eye on the sides of the roads to see if they can find any more packages. I reached out to FedEx to see if they had a comment, and they sent me this statement saying, "We sincerely apologize to our customers, and the individuals involved are no longer providing service for our company." Wayne Koval, CBS 6 News.